Hi, I'm Matt Elwell of the Elite Closing Academy, and it's my great pleasure today actually to invite you to some free training around the word mindset in sales. Hi, I'm Matt Elwell of the Elite Closing Academy, and today in this video we're going to look at three very powerful words and one strategy called the 3 Ps that you can utilize as a salesperson in any business you want, because it's about your mindset. Just remember, mindset and attitude, and having a good mindset and a good attitude actually go deeper than those words really. The truth is, mindset, attitude, that's a choice. So you can choose right now to change your attitude towards sales or closing. You know, if you've got people sat in your computer phone right now and you just feel like, you could connect with them or you should have done better with them, you can change the word should and go to must on must, get in touch with them. Now, some people, that just sets off a whole host of negative thought patterns, and I understand, I've been there, I'm human, I get it myself, we all do. So it's about knowing how to overcome it, and I've got a technique I want to share with you now called the 3 Ps. But just before I do, I want to deep dive just a tiny bit more. Mindset, attitude, choice. I think there's more than that. I think the word underneath it all, belief, certainty, all of that, they're all amazing words. But actually I think it all comes down to one thing, and that is ultimately your energy. And energy comes from within, it comes from belief, it comes from certainty, and it comes from success. It sources success. You have to be successful in the way you process, the way you think, before you can even start being a salesperson. What energy are you in? How much do you really believe in your product or service? The 3 Ps are, and please get a pen and paper. The first P is called purposeful. The second P is professional, and the third P is persistent. And when you are purposeful, professional, and persistent, when you have the 3 Ps in play in your mind, then everything changes, and there's a reason for that. Is before you go out and run your sales process, you have to be totally and utterly ready, confident and certain in your products and services. What I want you to do is just write the word purposeful down, and then get a red pen if you can, and get a green pen. Write purposeful in green because it's a green word, an energy word. And then with your red pen, write down the opposite of purposeful. And the opposite is actually useless. And then think of some other words that are opposite of purposeful. You've got useless, you've got lazy, you've got procrastinator. Spend a bit of time on this. There's quite a few red words. And then you ask yourself, well, if I was really honest, which words can I circle that would describe my sales process? And often in my training I find that people circle red words too much. It is important to focus on the great stuff you do as well. Think about things that you do really well in your process and write them down in green too. So it might just be that you're really good at following up, punctual, or you've got lovely brochures, or doesn't matter how small it is, write it down as well, because it is important to focus on what you're amazing at and really go all in on what you do really well. By the way, all 3 of these words you can do exactly the same. You've got purposefulness, do the same for professional. What's the opposite of professional? Unprofessional. Write that in red. And then think about some actions that are happening in your business that are unprofessional. It might be you're not punctual, you're late. It might even be something like a value or a standard that doesn't get hit enough. How did we perform when things went wrong? And remember, the last thing that happens with a human in a sales interaction is the emotion that they'll always remember you for. You'll always be remembered for the very last thing. So, by the way, if somebody does say no, and prospects are allowed to, if you go into that whole salesy trying to persuade them energy and it feels uncomfortable, they'll never forget that. It's professional to make sure that even if it's not now or a no or never or whatever it might be, that you still handle it in a professional way, because that's what they'll remember you for. And there might be a day, and there will be a day in the future, when they're going to need you again. So look at the words that are unprofessional that describe you and your team, and just put them into your awareness, and then focus on your professional words and get those things in your awareness and get focused on doing them all the time. Marginal gain. Do lots of good things all of the time to create a professional energy within your sales process, within the team. And that has like a massive knock-on effect as well. Not only do you create an energy from within the building, but you create the energy from within each other. And that's what all of this boils down to. And exactly the same as being persistent. What's the opposite of being persistent? Well, no follow-up process, total procrastination, like all the reasons why you shouldn't. It's like a can't do attitude, as opposed to a sort of like, so what else can we do attitude. Deep down, really deep down, we all know when we're being a little bit unprofessional. We all know if we handled a client in a way or spoke to a client in a way that was, it was probably not quite in line with our values. We're having a tough day, it was stressful, we've all been there. Get yourself into that state and be in that state all the time. By the way we maintain our purposefulness, professionalism and persistency as a team in the Elite Closing Academy with our team in the offices is role play, awareness, training, development. You know, we have an environment that's purposeful. So it doesn't just apply to sales, it applies to all aspects of the business world. You can have the best product in the world, you can sell Ferraris or Aston Martins, it doesn't really matter. You can sell an amazing product, but be in the wrong energy and it goes wrong. You can have an amazing service, an amazing solution, but be in the wrong energy and have the wrong mindset, and it does not make you a great salesperson. The product doesn't make it great, you do. You make the experience great through amazing energy. Be purposeful, be professional, and always be persistent. Keep following up until you're convinced that the person who needed you either no longer needs you or has disappeared and vanished into a whole different world that we don't even know about. If you go to the window now and have a look out, there are no, would it be okay if I followed up police? You're not going to get arrested as long as somebody's put their hand up to say they want to work with you, or they want or need what you do, and you found that out by powerful questions. I remember international class selling is about international class asking, not telling. And when you've done that and you've found out that they need you, you are allowed to be, I'm releasing you now, you are allowed to follow up, you're allowed to chase up, you're allowed to double check with a text message that they've got your email, you're allowed to ask them what their thoughts are on the logical next step. You will not get arrested by the, is it okay to follow up police? Never ever forget that. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ping the notification bell so that you get the free training every Tuesday evening at 5 PM. And lastly, there's lots of other videos on this channel over here somewhere that you can check out.